How's it going? How's your nipples doing today? Are they alright? Did you remember to oil them, as I told you? Remember and oil them, right? And leave them overnight. That's what I did last night. I sprayed them several times. What I did the Terry thing. I'm quite, see, it's the small things in life. See, when you get to a process of, I'm basically Ram Dass and Dumfries. Dumfries' answer to Ram Dass. I'm not even taking LSD. I'm basically like Ram Dass. Oh, when I look at you, oh, I'm looking through the, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, yeah, looking. But I sprayed the nipples with WD-40. Sprayed it, it nicely foams up, and then it just soaks into it, and then next one and rotate. I think I did it about 3 or 4 rotations, constantly spraying them, respraying them. I don't know if I'll do that, because inside the wheel there's rim tape. I don't know whether it's like semi-permanent, or sometimes the rim tape is kind of, you can take it out easily, but I didn't want to mess with the rim tape because it's a quality rim tape. Not even rim tape, it's more of a, as I say, a semi-permanent type quality plastic kind of rim tape. That's, I didn't want to be messing with that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'll leave the WD-40, which I have done overnight, and we'll see if that does anything. What I might do is finish work today, go back home, spray it again, or maybe put a wee bit of 3-in-1 on each one and just allow it to kind of, and take it to see Terry and see if you can turn the nipples, you know. And then he can trip. See what I've done really with the Terry thing. I've pulled him in. It came back to, it goes back to COVID when I was doing all my mad cycles, and as I said before, I'd let that relationship kind of, I didn't make the effort with him that I should have done. I hadn't seen him for years, and then in COVID I went to see him, like, oh Terry, you're the fucking man, because I was buzzing on the bike, and it was like a realisation. Hadn't really kind of made the effort with Terry, so it goes back there, and I was like, oh, why no, turn up and talk about bikes, like the old days kind of. But I think I have renewed that relationship, and as Buddy Rich said, genius is the fire that lights itself. So I lit my fire, and I lit my fire within and went back there, and I was like, I think it's only right that I pull Terry into what I'm doing, and I was able to tell Terry about some cycling tunes. He wasn't really that bothered, maybe deep down he was, but he was like, oh fucking hell, that wee boy, not really boy, but you know, younger guy that did that stuff, always done it to a new level. He probably heard about the 200-mile bike rides and stuff. I hadn't done it at that point, or had I can't, it's all a blur, innit? That's interesting, innit? You look back and you go, what order did that happen in? And it doesn't really matter at a certain point, but it's quite funny, that, isn't it? But anyway, and so it's nice to have pulled Terry in, and I've done several. It's quite mad how time flies when you're working hard to do these things. It's crazy. Because you know, I went back after having gone to see Terry to try and, you know, spark up a wee. I don't know why I was doing it. I just thought, well, I'm training hard. So, are you proud of me, Terry? Daddy, are you proud of me? The daddy that I never had. And what, that's basically what happened was, and so I pulled him in, and then I went back, because he used to help me out with the bikes, obviously, back in the day, and we would go out training together, and he would encourage me, you know, because he actually is a real human being that actually wants to see other people doing well. Is that why he elevated at the club? And people went round to his house on a Saturday morning to train with him, because they knew he was the real deal, because he hung about with Thin Lizzy and all those folk and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So that's the type of people that I want to be around. But it's nice to have rekindled, relight the fire, Terry, your love is my only desire, relight my fire, 'cause I need, yeah, your love. But to quote Prophetess Lujo Barbie, you're not going to get to the promise. The promise sent from God. The visions, the prophetic visions that I've already proven that I was able to realize. Galvanize. The prophetic vision, all this stuff. Just take the same theme and do the different versions of it. Aye, Prophetess Lujo Barbie was saying, she did a good video last night. It was good. She was saying, you've been under heavy spiritual warfare for a long time because I'm basically Jesus on a bike, yeah? Obviously, right? Doing right, duh. You don't need the Bible and all this religious stuff to be, not religious, spiritual, biblical, whatever stuff to be able to know this, but it's some of those stories in the Bible, like the Joseph and the Daniel and the fucking, all that, is classic fairy tales. Whether they're true or they're not, it's still the verisimilitude levels are there, aren't they? Karma, God shut the mouth of the lions because the cunts wanted Daniel to die. It's like God came in and said, well, you want him to die? Well, it's got to come back to bite you, and they got bitten on the ass, which is exactly what's happened in my life. With notably siblings, Cain and Abel. My brother wanted to kill me. No, literally kill me, but, he wanted to kill my dreams. But the irony of that, there, you can just see, I'm just flowing with this. Woo! We're working in the Jenks garden, supposed to be living the dream, yeah? And wanting to, thrive and do well. And he still wants to pull me down. Charles Jenks, isn't he proud of you, Richard? Charles Jenks, deceased Charles Jenks, is more proud of me than he is my brother. Sorry. I'm Abel, because I'm really quite able. He's Cain. Wants to kill me. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. I think the Gallagher's, they had a shared vision, yeah? I think they put their petty shit aside, until obviously they still did fight in the world stage, but they probably did it kind of theatrically just to help create the drama. They were fighting, because it's like, well, I can say this about Noel, and he can say this about me on the world stage, so of course you're gonna defend yourself, because it's like, fuck you, you're saying this in front, it's hilarious, But essentially, you know what I mean, like, you got to be, I think that's why that's why they say have cats. When you have cats, have two, because it's better, because, I had two sister kittens from kitten till they were tiny. I brought them up from a wee tiny age, but it was good that they had company, and but they still fought, innit? Cats fight with each other, and it was funny, but you know what I mean, like, it's just the nature of the beast, but nevertheless, well, there you go, boom, I'm just coming to a glorious truth. Maybe I should look in the mirror, up my game, and go, don't take it too seriously when he says, you're all talk. Actually start coming back at him with some good shit. I don't know, see, I always did the turn the other cheek thing like my mother taught, and didn't rise to the bullshit. It's all open to there's all different ways you could look at it, isn't it? You could go, you're all talk. Actually say to him, I'm all talk, I'm a Mr. Action Man's all talk. I think I've actually said, I've responded sometimes with voice messages, but sorry that's, where's the love, and we're not getting any younger. It's fucking funny. Sorry I'm doing this shit, Rich. Up your game, pal. Can. You're still playing a cover band. I did that when I was fucking 16. I was talking to Danny about that last night. I literally played in a cover band when I was fucking 16. My dad was killed a year before, and I still kept. Does that speak to, how fucking brilliant I am, right? Because obviously my dad died, right? And a year later, I'm out gigging in a cover band at 6th year at school. And I'm out gigging. He's catching up because he's playing a cover band in the Coach Nurses. Well done, son. Well, nail luck, because I won on the biggest stage on a multi-million-dollar movie set. You keep talking about that. Well, you keep disrespecting me for it. Why wouldn't you ask any questions? Maybe you could learn something from it. I spent my entire life learning from loads of people. Is that why, drop the pride, sunshine? But anyway. What was I going to talk about? Let's talk about... I found a tenner in the Spar this morning. Waiting in the queue, and there was a guy in front of me, a couple of guys in front of me, and I was like, there's a £10 note on the floor, so I picked it up. And I thought, look, if this guy in front of me goes in his pocket and goes, where's that £10? Yeah, then I would go, is that yours, you know? But I wasn't going to do that until that happened, you know? I was like, nah, I think I'm having that, you know what I mean? I think that's the thing, innit? If it's cash, it's yours. If it's someone's card, different story, you know? But unless it's a bag full of £50,000, I don't know. But anyway, I found £10. That was really quite nice. So, I think that was basically God giving me spare change, wasn't it, for all my busking, so to speak, wasn't it? It was kind of like God, wasn't it? Because I found, also yesterday, I found £1 in the park. That was God, you know, giving me some rewards for all my creative exploits. Kind of interesting that, you know what I mean? How many times, right, put a thing on here's a wee competition, put a wee thing on on your wall, right, and put Idris, Dave talking about Idris, and wee tally marks, right, and write down every time I say Idris, and you can come back in a year's time and say, hey, you said Idris. It's the same thing with Chris Pine. How many times I say, I helped Chris Pine score his big emotional orgasm goal in a big scene on the set of a multi-million-dollar movie set. I've ever told you about that? Okay, well, man. So yeah, it's just a reflection on the ride yesterday. So headwind, I was feeling it. It was good. I probably had too much to drink, but yeah. So we're getting to something now. Maybe I had 3 dragon soups, one in the morning, one at Kukubri, and then another one at Kukubri. So that's a bit too much. So maybe that affected the performance, to be fair. But in fact, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Anybody got any cocaine or amphetamines, PM me, and I'll tell you where I live, and just leave it under the wheelie bin. I'll take a wee, just a wee bag of speed, I'll take a couple of wee lines or whatever you do, right? And then maybe that'll make me go quicker, but you don't know, it'll be like Tom Simpson in the Tour de France in the 60s, Tom Simpson, British Tour de France cyclist, his heart literally exploded because he was speeding out his tits. He got to the top of Alpe d'Huez and died, you know, so you didn't want that to happen, so maybe I'll stay off the stimulants. I was actually saying about that, speaking on the climb to Mute Hill, 5 seconds slower, still a big effort. You could hear in the video, for anyone that was watching, I was really out of breath, because I put in a big effort. But as I was saying, it's maybe not a good idea to be doing exercise under the influence of, you know, caffeine and alcohol, and I don't know, you could have a heart attack, because it's fine doing it recreationally if you're in that kind of thing, but doing it when you're doing a physical activity is, you know, literally full blast up a hill, and you've got alcohol and caffeine in you. Because of the heart, obviously, when you're doing it sober, I was talking about this last night, when you're doing it sober, it's obviously, anyone that's ever done exercise, strenuous exercise would know this, you know, your heart is fucking painful as fuck, your heart is just tight. My heart feels like it's going to explode, but I was going, we're not getting any younger, so, you know, you don't want to be... Stimulants will push your body to beyond what it would naturally want to do, and that's maybe no good, so I cut the alcohol out. I'll do it tomorrow, you know. But I'm just cycling to work. I'm not, like, strenuously, I'm not cranking it to work, it's just a recovery, you know. So, I think I'll be fine, but... I need to cut down on that. But anyway, so after work we'll take the wheel to Terry's. It's the little things in life, innit? That should be quite cool, be quite fun. As I say, it was quite cool to pull Terry into what I've been doing, and I've not had to ask him, he offered to do it, because I think he sees that I'm training properly, semi-properly. It's time to step it up now, cut the booze out. I said that before, I really will do now, but get the wheel chewed, because it was quite, not badly out, but badly out enough that, you know, it's, you know, you want to nicely, he said, because he obviously felt for me, he goes, well, Dave's no loaded, and he's got this nice set of racing wheels, it's a shame to chuck it out, you know, so he's offered to help with that, so that's quite cool, so that'd be quite exciting. See if the WD-40's done anything to unseize that. I won't take him too long, I won't take him about 10 minutes to do it, so that'll be quite nice, but anyway, what's happened with this bike. With this bike, we've if the camera can just pick that up. We put the 30. This is a brand new 30mm Vittoria Pro tyre. We put this one on because I thought, look, plenty of clearance on it, but on the other bike it won't fit. So use what you have, because I didn't have much money at the moment and didn't have use the tyres that you've got. I had to change things around to get the Trek on the road, and so we didn't have many other tyres that were in good nick. So we had to suck. I was like, I can't put that in the Trek, so I put that and that, and then I took the tyre off the other thing, and so we've got the Goodyears in the Trek. But he was talking about as well, like how to seat the tyre properly, because if you can get a bump in the tyre, and that can cause the wheel to go out of true, you got and things like that. But it's all this mixing it up's been quite good. You mix it up. There's been a lot of, I spent half the day building this bike up. It's quite a nice bike, isn't it? As I say, I got this from, sure it was 150 quid, literally Chromo forks, 150 quid on eBay, and it's still pretty cool. You didn't need, and we're saying as well about like but over the years you accumulate loads of bits and pieces. It's quite cool. After all, you go, oh, I've got this wheel, I'll take that wheel off, take that, use that stem for that, and change it, just mixing it around. And because you develop, it's like an artist, isn't it? Well, we are an artist. If you're an athlete, you're basically an artist, and you're developing, you're changing, you're moving. And just little eureka moment, why don't I do that? Why don't I get this bike going and put that and that and change that around? And so that's what we've done. This is on the road, and the Trek is ready to... The Trek just needs a bit of tweaking. We put a longer stem in it. Once the back wheel's trued, it'll be nice. We could put some new tyres on it as well. I need to put a front mech in it. Didn't even have a front derailleur on it, which obviously doubles up as a chain guard. The front mech stops the chain coming off, and that's happened a few times on this bike. The chain falls off because there's no front derailleur on it, just because I'm only running at single speed, but you still need the derailleur to stop the chain coming off, stuff like that. But anyway, so the position was quite good. Let's just finish with this, just a little review of the ride yesterday. We were 5 seconds slower on the climb, but it's still consistency. I mean, if you obviously it's if you look at the graph that I put up, the trend, obviously the trend is good, isn't it? But 5 seconds slower, but we're still consistently. That's still no too bad. On a different day, slightly. There's the thing. Talking about the climb. This is actually what happened, right? This is actually what happened. I was going up. I was playing a YouTube video. You know how if you didn't have YouTube Premium, it just comes up with adverts all the time. I was literally going up the climb, and it was pissing me off because an advert came on just as I was I was going well. I was actually going well the first section of the climb, and this fucking YouTube advert, and I'm like, fuck off. So I literally slowed right down, taking the thing out, and I was fumbling with the phone to try and hit the skip button to skip the advert, and then slot it right back in my cycling shorts. So that probably cost me about 10 seconds actually. So there you go, boom. I probably would have been a wee bit fat, maybe not ridiculously fat, but I lost all momentum, so it's quite funny, isn't it? But I was so confident that I was going to go faster that I didn't give a fuck. I want to keep playing this video that I'm listening to. Stuff like that. Anyway, as an overall average, we were, instead of 18 miles an hour, we were 18.3 mile an hour. So as an overall average, overall in the ride, we actually went faster, apart from the climb itself, when we were a little bit slower, but the overall average was faster. And the Colven to Dumfries segment, I think we could get that in a good day, and so it's all to play for, as Robert and as was said, right?